Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of The Best Shift Ever. My name is Shay, and we're so excited to have you tag along with me on this trip. We're in Rancho Palos Verdes at the Terranea Golf Resort for a golf tournament today because they wanted to hire a flair bar to entertain the guests and the players as they come off the 9th hole. Thank you for hanging out with me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, double bump the bell so you can come back and hang out with us every time we're at another place in the world doing another crazy adventure like today on the cliffs here in Rancho Palos Verdes. Let's get to this party. So first order of business, guys, that we've always told you, if you've been hanging out with us for a while, following us along on private parties, getting some tips and tricks to be successful at your private events, we always tell you, make sure to arrive early. Just like today, I'm not really getting a great view of where I need to be, what I need to do, because I can't find who I'm supposed to be talking to, the head of beverage director for the Terranea Resort. So I'm kind of just aimlessly walking around the course trying to find my bar setup for today. It's not a bad office to kind of like hang out and take a look at. I mean, look at this office for me today. It's not a bad thing. All right, I'll check back with you in 2 seconds and I'll find out where my bar is. All right, I found it. If you look right over my shoulder, what it looks like right now. Cute, right? Let's go transform this area into a flairia. Hi guys, I'll be right there. Coming. We're here. Alright guys, at this very moment, this is what we are dealing with here at the bar. When you walk up into a bar, you know, I've already dropped my tools, but this is what we're looking at right here. Okay, so we got a box of ice. All of our mixers and spirits are right there. This is completely normal when you walk into a setup that you did not set up yourself. So in most cases, you want to make sure that you can take control of the setup. If you can bring all the gear and it's already set up and you've already cut the garnishes at your studio or at your house before you even show up to the bar, that's the best situation. But in a situation like this, when you're gonna show up to a venue where it's already a venue or a golf resort or something similar like this where they're providing all of the spirits, all of the mixers, all of the garnishes, you want to set up a little early. This is pretty much what you're gonna walk into. You're gonna have a crate full of stuff and it's completely up to you to set it up yourself. So let's get started. So we got some soda water, ginger ale, orange juice, sugar-free Red Bull, regular Red Bull, one big ol' ice scoop, most likely to match all this ice right here. You got some wine, looks like we got a cab. Today is from Angeline Vineyards. That's gonna be a good one. Ocean Spray cranberry juice, Dole pineapple juice. Now these are great. I think I'm gonna keep this right in the can. Typically, if I had something bigger than this orange juice right here, this self-serve pineapple juice right here, I would put it in a claret like this. I always bring these to events because it makes it very easy for flair. When you're contracted on an event just for flair and they want to see a show, but they give you things like this to play with, I'll always put it in something like this because it makes it very easy to perform with. I have my claret with a yellow stripe, that's for sour mix. I got my claret with a red stripe, that's for cranberry juice. I'm gonna take this single serving cranberry juice here, I'm gonna put it in this red claret right here. I have a claret with orange stripe, yep, you guessed it, that's for the orange juice. I always try to color code everything so I know exactly what I'm grabbing when I'm busy, I'm in the weeds and I got 3 or 4 people in front of me. I know exactly what I'm grabbing. For all of you colorblind folk out there, it makes it kind of difficult between the red and the orange, but I'm not colorblind, thank God, and it actually works to my benefit. But when I'm sitting in my well, I always have the orange separated by the blue to the red, so I don't get the red and the orange mixed up. I put the blue right in between them. Now for the sour mix, they actually gave me a bottle that is actually really good and easy for flair. It's small enough. This is a 1 quart. It's very similar to the size of a 1.75 flair bottle, as you can see. But the problem with this is it's plastic and it's squeezy. So I'm still gonna stick it into the glass claret. So it's very similar to a glass bottle, a flair bottle. One key to your success is this right here. It's Spill Stop 285/50 stainless steel pour spout. Don't get the plastic ones. Don't get the fake metal ones that don't say Spill Stop on top, because they will break, they will leak, and it will be terrible. There will be sweet and sour and pineapple and cranberry and orange juice all over your hands, and you don't want to do that. Get the Spill Stop 285/50 stainless steel competition grade pour spouts, and you will be successful. All right guys, now that the bar is set up and we've made a couple drinks, let me take you through a little bit of an inventory and talk to you a little bit about a few of the drinks that we can make at this bar. Your typical Cuba Libre, Long Island iced tea, daiquiri, vodka cran, margarita, all the basics, Tom Collins. With this setup, beer, wine, champagne, Red Bull, sodas, we really got it all. All right everyone, we are completely set up. Check out my bar. You know, one of the first things that you have to worry about when you're doing an event like this, when you're at a venue with pre-existing bartenders, is that when you're working next to a bartender that isn't part of your staff or your friend group, and especially when you're a flair bartender, outside bartenders that only know mixology or only know traditional bartending, that are not familiar with a flair bartender that juggles and does tricks and moves in a very particular way. You have to be very careful to explain to them that they can't be in your bubble. And we always say with our company, you can't be within 6 to 8 feet, arm's distance away from us, because when we are doing tricks, especially with my arms, I'm 6 feet tall, so my arm span is 6 feet wide. If you're within my area of reach, you could very well get hit. And that's a problem. Also, there's resentment that typically comes with working with a bartender that doesn't know your style, because you've already contracted the event through an outside entity and they're just working for a minimum wage, basically babysitting you, because the venue says that their liquor license prohibits us as an outside bartender to serve the guests. From state to state, that is that is different. Consult with your local beverage director to make sure that these laws apply to you. But typically, an outside bartender doesn't understand that, nor are they being communicated correctly by their beverage director that this is what is happening. So you have to explain to them in a very calm manner that here's a situation that was presented to us as an outside entity, so please go check with your beverage manager, your bar manager, your beverage director, or your general manager to make sure that you're doing the right thing and we're doing the right thing, so we can coexist in this space. Because you still want to make friends, you don't want to make enemies. Over communicate, make sure that's the best policy. One of the biggest downfalls to an outdoor setup like this is the consumption ice. So I suggest that you always have a bus tub, 2 bus tubs, the bottom one with some holes cut in it so it actually drains, or you're just gonna have to have a big ice scoop and drain the water constantly. You don't want to have that problem. Here they come. What can we create for you? Coming up. Got one okay? How you playing so far, my man? So it's keeping you alive. How's that for a pour? Would you like more, or are you good? Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Respect. $20 from the gentleman. Respect.
my choice. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll be back in a little bit. All right. Taste it. What does it look to see? Yeah, and that, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you make a margarita. Not the fresh and fancy way like we like to do it, but the best we can do with the ingredients that we've been given. Sometimes you just got to do some sour mix and use a little fresh lime. The fresh lime squeeze actually does make a big difference. Don't forget that. That's yours.
This is mine. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, sir.
That was good.
Yeah, I think
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my man. I really appreciate you very much. Sprite, grenadine. Yep. Gotta be this right here.
Well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, quick tip for anyone that is doing private events in places like a pool party or a golf tournament where they might not have cash. Always put your Venmo ID right on the front of your phone so it's easy to get to. Good way to make an extra 5, 10, maybe $100. That could turn into an extra $10,000 a year for you guys. All right?
Very well.
Also, another lesson: don't talk to the camera while you have a client. I'm standing right behind you. That's about it for me, guys. It's 5 o'clock and it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's time for me to go. Thanks for hanging out with us today at Terranea Golf Resorts at this golf tournament. And we got to shut this place down. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, double bump that bell. Come back and see us every time we're in another place in the world doing another crazy adventure. I love you, mean it. Keep flipping, keep mixing. Just remember, good drinks take time. Enjoy the show. Cheers.